You. As always, the Let's Talk Show live starts with a quote. You. As always, the Let's Talk Show live starts with a quote. Today's quote goes simply like this: Success is not achieved by winning all the time. Real success comes when we rise after we fall. That's a quote from Muhammad Ali, and he must know about rising and falling. Or maybe making other people fall and seeing whether they rise. That is debatable, but by a great man. So success is not achieved by winning all the time. Real success comes when we rise after we fall. And we will, of course, be unpacking that quote today. I think it's a very timely quote. I know I chose it. It's a very timely quote for this time of year because it's often a time of year when people try new things. But guys, welcome to the Let's Talk Show Live and the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. The Chalk Hill Community Radio Station is all about keeping the community connected. Today's show is sponsored by Lloyd Montague of Forever Living. Oh my goodness, Lloyd, I don't know how long you've been sponsoring us now, but I do know it's been our absolute pleasure collaborating with you and your team, Bev and everyone else that comes to support all of our events. And the Let's Talk Show Live wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you for your continued support. Big shouts, of course, go out to Ola of Nicosoft Media TV, who is, of course, streaming live today. So, guys, if you're listening on air but you want to see what's actually happening in the studio, you should have the link to today's show. Why not log on and see what's happening in the studio? I also just want to make a mention about going forward this year. We made some mention of it last year, but we're really wanting to promote some new businesses. So as the show is now airing live on YouTube, you can send us information about the products that you were selling, a business that you were running, so whether it's a flyer, an image, a website, and we'd be happy to advertise it here on the Let's Talk Show Live. Remembering that the show firstly is going out live, but then it remains on YouTube, so it will be a continuous play of your advert. So if you want to find out more about that, then message me here on 07956 548 781. But guys, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And of course, have you been living your best life? I'm going to let you into a secret because I know that Big E, since I last saw him, has been doing some new things. I might even share with you something that I did, actually. But it is, of course, a Let's Talk Show Live where anything can happen. And Big E?
It usually does.
It usually does. The Let's Talk Show is the real talk show. So let me start, of course, by saying good morning to Big E. Big E, Grand Rising, Happy New Year.
Grand Rising, Blazing, and all our listeners, and welcome to 2026, everyone.
E, when was the last time you were on the show?
That was about, I think, last month. December was the last time I was on the show. Yeah,
last year, that's terrible. Last year was the last time you was here.
Hold on, yeah, last year.
Okay, well, it's good to have you back.
Another year, we're going to start again, and we're going to be, doing what we do.
Absolutely, I can't wait to see all the exciting, wonderful new things that's going to be happening this year. Some of it will be a continuation of last year, but bigger, better, and greater. Today, we're going to be unpacking with our special guest, Brother Omowale, how we can make a real difference this year by following some of the principles that we have been celebrating over the holiday through Kwanzaa. But we're going to leave that until we get Omowale to talk some more about that. But why don't we just say a grand rising to Bro Omowale, because he's not new to the station, he's not new to the studio, he's not new to the show. In fact, he's one of our presenters. So, Brother Omowale, Tende Amari, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Tende Amari, my dear sister Blaze and Big E, Slim E. If brothers and sisters see Brother E, it's definitely Slim E. And I would also like to say to our listeners, Afia Shapa, and also Eku Odun Tutu, which means Happy New Year in Chi and also in Yoruba. And I have my faithful teacher here by my side, schooling me in my Yoruba, just in case I don't quite get it right. So I think I've got the thumbs up from brother, from my dear brother. So I give thanks and praises. But brothers and sisters, we're an African people, and it's a blessing that we can actually say, we have the opportunity now to reclaim our mother tongue. I'm going to leave it there because I was only really supposed to say greetings and welcome. Tenda Amrad.
For those of you that have heard Brother Omar on the show, you will know that that's a regular thing. But I was just thinking, we invite people to be a guest, and they turn our show into some adult education class and didn't bring us in on that.
Well, Brother O is a teacher, so he's going to teach us something.
He's going to teach us.
He's going to teach us something.
So we are in for...
So we're in for the teaching. That's why he's here this morning.
So guys, you need to stay... You need to stay tuned in. It's going to be amazing. We're all going to learn today. And it's interesting because, Brother Omale, we realised, or you actually realised, that it was 8 years ago that you first came onto this show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to talk about Kwanzaa, right?
Yeah.
And we've got a recording of the show as well.
Okay.
And
for the proof.
Yeah, and it's amazing how time has flown.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it's good to be now, because at that time I was on Galaxy Radio, and now I'm on Chalk Hill Community Radio Station amongst you all. You know what I'm saying? So it's wonderful. And I'm now also resident in Northwest London as well.
Yeah, big up North Wheezy.
So big up the Northwest crew.
He
I don't think I'm
here.
qualified. I don't think I'm qualified to say North Wheezy yet.
Not yet, no.
Plus my tongue tie as well, so I don't even know if I'll be able to get it out. But
I think 8 years. That's quite.
Well,
that's
you all have to tell me whether
it's like changing football clubs and you got to grab the badge.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But it is interesting. I need to say to the guests that it's not a given that when you come on the show you will move home. But all things are possible. Some amazing things happen.
Indeed.
Anything can happen.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Is the Let's Talk show anything can happen?
Some things really
does.
Some things really have happened in those 7 years. But that's another subject for another time. Another show, totally.
He came in as a guest now. He's acquired a whole new family.
Indeed.
On more than one level.
Indeed. But you're all in Northwest London are wonderful, wonderful people. You know, so I give thanks.
Amen,
I really do.
It's a pleasure. What would it be like if you weren't here now? We can't imagine you not being here. So thank you for joining us.
Like a doily, you know.
What's that?
You come like one of the doilies now, isn't it?
Oh, nice. Fixtures and fittings, yeah.
You know what I mean? He's there with the figurines, man. Yeah.
He's got jokes there. He's got jokes. What great energy! It's wonderful to be back. I got to say though, I have spent a lot of time reclaiming relationships with my bed.
Nice.
I have spent a lot of time chilling and sleeping and relaxing and renewing. And somebody messaged me bang in the middle of the holiday saying, Blaze, can you give me the dates for... And I was like, dates? I don't even know what day or date it is today. So I completely zoned out and I just couldn't think about anything that looked like work. If it wasn't my bed... or it wasn't the grandchild and the sons coming round or anything wonderful like that. I just was not moved to do anything other than chill. So it was wonderful. But it'd be great to hear how you guys ended 2025. So I'm now going to go to Big E, and we're going to revisit when was the last time you did something for the first time. And of course, have you been living your best life? Over to you, E.
Well, the last time I did something for the first time, the first one is I was putting down flooring. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. My brethren came around to help me do something. I just decided I'm going to do some decorating. And then my brethren is like, E, what you doing? I was like, I'm trying to put down some flooring. Yeah, I'll come and show you. Come and help you. And next minute I was like clicking bits of flooring together and trying. Now, don't think you can ring me up and ask me to do your floor.
I was just going to say, weren't we discussing doing the hallway?
That's not going to happen. Don't think you can, he said you can do, no. Because I watched this guy do some stuff, and I'm like, you know when you watch crafts people do their stuff, you have to admire what they do.
Yeah, man.
Because it's like, at times I was trying to click flooring together and it's not going out. I was like, Pete, what's going on? So my man would just come, get a little brush it out, click. I was like, so what was that? This him dust.
Wow.
It's an art. It's an art, and it's something that you acquire
You know,
over
the
years.
thing about it, he was like, once you know, it's easy. I said, no, anything is easy when you know how. Yeah, but if you don't know how, nothing's easy.
But I love that though, because sometimes we think that we're at a particular age, and so therefore we're past learning technical skills or new skills. But we got to know the times are changing.
Yeah.
And some of those skills that you're talking about are the skills that our fathers said to us, our brothers and
right.
sisters, have a trade, right?
Yeah.
You've always got to have a trade because people are going to need it. But also, it's that the industry and everything we do now is going beyond us, and we need to get to speed with clicking floorboards and all that, whatever.
The community.
Yeah, we need
definitely.
we need to know what's going
Because
on.
remember back in the day, you know what I mean, when it was something to fix, your dad always knew a man who knew a man.
Yeah.
You know
If
what I
he
mean?
didn't do it himself.
If they didn't do it themselves.
Yeah.
They'll, don't worry, let me call so and so, and they'll come back and they'll help
Yeah.
out. But nowadays, that's not happening.
These
You know what I
days,
mean?
the brothers are not as
It's very rare.
proficient.
It's very rare, man.
You know?
You know what I mean? So it's something we got to tap into the community. Try
Yeah,
to keep
yeah.
everybody connected.
Yeah, I think we have.
But back in the day, though, it was carpet and plastic covering over the carpet, so you're lucky you weren't doing that.
Well, yes. But we were resilient. Our fathers, right? They could do everything. Particularly in the Caribbean, they could practically
they put
build
their
a
hands
whole
to
house.
everything.
They were skilled in so many different things.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's why we have to kind of tune our mind to that and realize we can do it ourselves. And you prove that.
Yeah.
Big
But
E.
one thing I realized, I mean, when I saw him do some other things, I was like, you definitely need the tools to do work before
Yeah.
you try to do work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's been a while since I've done any painting and decorating.
Right,
So, you know what I mean? I got the, you know what I mean, the roller out. Then I had another brethren come down and say, yeah, come down and help you paint. You know.
So
you know what I mean?
you know that you and I are friends. We've been friends a long time now. You see the brethren that we have with the painting and the
No, man, we
flooring.
can do that tonight.
Oh, you can do all of it.
What do you mean, man?
Oh.
My brethren Shabaka.
See, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a painter and decorator,
There you
and
go.
I used to work for him.
I want to just drop himself in it, you know, because
Yeah.
I've
But
heard
me
him
nah
say
do no
that.
painting,
That's
though.
what I'm
You
saying.
understand?
He's dropping himself because I've
I'm
heard
sick,
him
man.
say this, but you know.
When you're ready, when you're ready.
I've
All right,
watched
then.
some
When
people-
you're ready.
Listen, they spray paint guns now. People don't use brushes no more like that. You know what I mean? You get a paint gun and they just spray the wall, and I was like, whoa.
So you need to upskill.
It's
See,
listen,
no,
it's
the
moved
pros,
on,
the
man.
pros still have their
Yeah,
brushes.
it's
You know what I'm
moved on.
saying?
Yeah.
Nice. So fitting flooring. Anything else, E?
Yeah, so we decided, me and my partner Marsha decided that we're going to go down.
Big up, Sister
Shouts out
Marsha.
Marsha.
Yeah, man.
We're going to go to the fireworks for New Year's. And
Okay.
let me tell you something.
You mean-
Ali
in
Pali?
London.
Ali Pali?
No, man. It's London Eye, South Bank.
Okay.
That's where I was New Year's Eve, waiting to see the New Year's in.
No, tell everyone what time you
Over
arrived.
the Byron fireworks. So because we were doing it for the first time, we decided we're going to get there early. Don't ask me why. Yeah. So we got there about 8, 8:30, and then they got these double gates that they let you through one section, then they let you through another section, well controlled, yeah, and everything else. So we thought, they're searching you, so we ain't going to take a lot with us. All we're going to do is just wrap up warm. Yeah, that's all we're going to wrap up warm, bring 1 or 2 things. So gone through the gates and everything else, and then looked at the time and realized, wait a minute, yeah, we're now on Waterloo Bridge, yeah, because that's where our section was, and we were kind of like facing the London Eye sideways, yeah. So I mean, just a little bit, see the front bit, but it's mainly sideways. So we were at the front of the bridge as well, so which is we got good space. Get there early, get a good space, cool. Then afterwards, like 8 o'clock, I said, wait a minute, it's 8:30. So we're talking 3.5 hours till 12 o'clock. And then time, it wasn't cold. Yeah.
Right.
You didn't say it wasn't.
At the time, you didn't feel the cold.
Yeah,
'cause you just
initially.
come and stand
Yeah,
up,
you're doing
yeah?
this. Yeah.
So give it an hour now. Boy, it's getting kind of cold out here. It's getting kind of cold out here.
What were you doing?
now.
Jogging on the spot?
So listen, I was like, nah, you got to keep the body moving. There was a couple of people. One guy at the right hand side. He's like, I didn't realize it's gonna be this cold here. This is me. Why? Where's your jacket? There's a bruv. All I've got on is a hoodie and a t-shirt. I'm like, nah, you're in trouble.
Black people.
Yeah, no, white brother.
Okay,
So
alright.
I was like, okay, fair enough. You do you. You know what I mean? I had on my North Face jacket. Listen, I was wrapped up like I was in the Arctic. Yeah. So forward hour and a half now, I was like, right, got to do something. So I said, you know what? Let's play Name That Tune. So I got my phone out, pull up my Spotify. Yeah. And we were playing name that tune. So it's like, oh, I can name that tune. I said, no, you can't wait for the chorus. You got to name the tune before the chorus.
Right.
So while we're doing this now, one of the guys, listen, yeah, I know that tune. Can I name it? Yeah. So eventually, I had a party of 5 or 6 people name that tune. Yeah. And while we were doing it, time was ticking. And you weren't thinking about the code.
Good.
So that was a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So then next minute, I was like, right, okay. Instead of naming the tune, I'm just going to play tunes. So I've got a pop fan playlist. So I pull up my 80s pop fan playlist, started with some Prince, playing Kiss and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Then I started dropping some Tom Jones. It's Not Unusual.
Okay.
And the little club of 5 was raving.
Right.
Yeah, everybody was raving hard.
So it's not unusual.
Listen.
It is unusual because when he said that to me, I was like, 8 o'clock in the winter. What possessed you to go and stand up outside for 4
I can
hours?
understand that in terms of how these people organize these things.
Yeah. So
and you really don't want to miss out.
right.
So you get. I understand what you're saying, my brother.
So we had gloves and everything on, and we had these thing called heat pads. Never seen these things in my life before. It's like a little sachet, and you put it in your gloves, and then you shake it, and it heats up.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, this is some technology, man. I've never known it. You can put it in your shoes and in your gloves and stuff like that to keep it warm. Yeah. And it worked. And I was like,
Where'd you get those? Amazon?
I don't. You probably look on Amazon for it. But I was like, this is not bad. This can work.
I've heard of that.
So as we're going on now, the crowd started, because before you can go for a walk, then like an hour later, 2 hours later, you can't move. You know what I mean? Place is rammed now. Yeah. So by that time, let's say 4 hours in. So after playing tune for about 2 hours, my battery's dying. I'm like, now I got to save some battery for the fireworks. Yeah.
Because that was the objective.
That was the objective. But doing it,
Would you do it next year?
I would, you know what? I would do it again because now I know.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah. Because after the fireworks came and everybody, you know what I mean, did the Happy New Year stuff and whatnot. Once the fireworks done, get out. That's what they do. You know what I mean? They don't keep you there for long or anything like that. Everybody one direction. A bit like going to a football match. I mean, if you've been to a football match. So while walking down now, feet are like blocks of ice, mate. Feet. Yeah, felt like I was in carnival chipping behind a van, just about lifting my foot.
So your feet were numb.
Oh my word.
But I would do it again because I said, wait a minute, if you come here, you can bring a chair. You can bring chairs.
Yeah.
I saw a woman walking out with her chair.
You know the terrain now. You know exactly how to.
You know what to do. Listen, I'll bring a Bluetooth speaker. You're allowed to bring drinks, but not in a glass bottle. So you can bring a crew of people, bring some chairs. Yeah. Bring a little Bluetooth speaker and have a little rave seeing the New Year's in, man.
I think the difference is I do love a outdoor rave, but it's not quite the same as My Soul. Do you remember My Soul?
Yeah, I remember My
used to
Soul.
take
Yeah,
place
My Soul.
In the summer, it was good.
That used to be off the chain. My Soul.
That's a different flex.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday afternoon, sun is shining, people's drinking, chatting, getting to know. So well done.
But
Eve,
that was my
DJ.
last time I did something for the first time was then. Would I do it again? I would do it again, but organized.
Yeah.
Do my organization. Yeah, not the organization. What
you learn
they
from the
put out.
experience.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a couple of food vans there, which respect to them guys and them who had their food vans. They were making a killing.
You could go and sell some roti.
Now I can go and sell some coffee and hot water. I'll
Yeah.
charge. You could sell hot water for £1 a cup.
I can imagine how that could work. So, guys, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And of course, have you been living your best life? You've heard from Big E. He's now DJing down at the fireworks event on New Year's
On
Eve.
Waterloo Bridge, yeah.
DJ Fire.
Yeah,
know
he's
what I mean?
also arranging for some games while people are standing and waiting. So, guys, if you want to spend your time with E so that your feet feel like blocks at the end, why not join him at the end of this year? But yeah, good on you, E, because sometimes, you know, we got to do something.
Yeah, we got
different.
to. Yeah. Because sometimes we all go. Yeah, let's go to this rave, that. You know what I mean? And we do that every year.
Yeah.
So do something different. Challenge yourself this year. Do something different.
But that said, I saw an Instagram post, and it was about it was a church. What did they call it? Night watch? No, what did they call it? Watch night. And there was properly raving.
Yeah.
I Am Blessed. There was Boglin. I saw them doing some candy.
Yeah.
There was
yeah,
properly having
them church raves, proper
yeah,
things.
They were having it. That's
Yeah.
how they brought theirs in. Big shouts out to Celia and Al who tune in before we do. Happy New Year to both of you, and thank you for being our continued listeners and supporters. Shouts out to the fabulous Empress Kalila. There is no
Empress Kalila
stress
in the building.
Big up
with
Empress Kalila.
that Empress, and she says a big shout out. Greetings to one and all. Said she's locked in. A big up to all of us, and welcome back, Slim E.
Slimmy.
Slim E, that is Empress Kalila. You can catch her on a Tuesday night right here on the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station, alternate weeks, 6 till 8 one week and 7 till 8 the other. Contact me here on 07956 548 781 if you want to find out more about who's on. So, guys, E's been talking about the cold. It makes me feel cold. I've been doing a lot of sleeping. Interestingly, E mentioned carnival, and I know it's not carnival. Well, it's not carnival here in the UK. I can see a little bit of sun shining, but I wanted to start off the new year with something that's going to get you to stand up, walk up. Maybe it's your first workout for the year, but it's DNA, just like this.
We align to the stars up above. Let we dance now. Take a chance now with me. And we go jump till morning. Look, the moon gone sleeping. Tell them we not leaving till the last drop of bacchanal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I run in tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again. Wave with all my friends and them. No place like home. 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 I feel like I run in tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again. Wave with all my friends and them. No place like home. 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 Now is the time for it to jam on somebody. Hand up in the air, madness everywhere. Eating with DNA to get on bad. When we on the roadway, we like we own way. Tell them freedom in with DNA. When every hand raised, we become one race. It's only one stage. This is the birthplace. Look where we are. Greatest. We go down till morning. Look, the moon gone sleeping. Tell them we not leaving till the last drop of bacchanal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I run in tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again. Wave with all my friends and them. No place like home. 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 I feel like I run in tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again. Wave with all my friends and them. No place like home. Home. Everywhere, eating with DNA. So jump up, play a mass, wind up in the band, free up, live your life, and do whatever you like. Boy, you're mashing up in with DNA. Boy,
It's in our DNA.
when we on the roadway, we like we own way. Tell them freedom in with DNA.
This is Chokyo Community Radio. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Chokyo Community Radio.
Well, I thought I would just bring the temperature up somewhat as E took it down to freezing. Oh, my goodness. But well done, E, for doing something new. Guys, don't forget to stay tuned in. Shortly, we're going to be discussing the wonderful season and celebration of Kwanzaa. And our special guest, Bro Omawale, is going to be joining us. In fact, this Wednesday, his show will be back. The name of his show is, of course, Bring the Family Back. Goes out live from 7:30 until 9:30 p.m. Bro, what's your subject matter for this coming Wednesday?
Tina Murray, my dear
Tina
sister.
Murray.
We have a very, very special guest that is known to everybody in the studio, and that is our dear brother Nine
Okay.
and his health and fitness club. So although I haven't specifically got a name, it's really starting the year, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy soul. Yeah. So our dear brother is going to be telling us about himself, but telling us about the importance of fitness. As you know, he's part of a walking club. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to start the year in the right way. There's a lot of
Health
New
and
Year's
fitness.
resolutions,
Yeah,
and
health
one of
and
them,
fitness is a lot of it.
I'm going to lose some
Yeah.
weight. I'm going to get health. Well, we're gonna help our community. We're going to help our brothers and sisters to focus on that as
You
well.
say you're going to lose weight?
Not me
No,
personally,
generally,
my
he's saying,
sister.
he's just saying generally.
In fact, when it comes to weight, if anybody's got any spare, I wouldn't mind, putting on a few pounds, to be fair. So just to clarify that.
Yes, fantastic.
But
So
fitness and health, mind, body, and soul. Sorry,
Okay,
Tina
sorry.
Murray.
tomorrow. So tune in on Wednesday between the hours of 7:30 until 9:30. So we were talking about when was the last time you done something the first time. Although this isn't exactly the first time, I have done something recently that I do want to share. So much of you may know that myself and Flex, who's also the station manager, took part in an anthology, which is a collection of stories, poems, etc., about the wonderful Chalk Hill estate. Well, I'm excited to announce, and I want to send a big shout out to Palmer Black and Soul Purpose 360, because now I am a published author for the second time. And
Mokorokoto, congratulations, Mokorokoto.
I am an author published author for the second time. The book is called Owning Every Line. It's an anthology of women's writing, and currently you can get it on Amazon. And I think what's wonderful about it is that, we often say we've got a book and you've got to try to find the motivation to write the book. And I saw someone say yesterday on Facebook, I want to write a book, but I don't want to upset people. And some people are like, just write it. The ones that ain't writing it, it's not this. Just write it. Yeah. But you do have to think about what you're writing, I guess.
Yeah.
And it is important to think about who you're writing about, because once it's your story, other people feature in your story. And so what is your story going to be? But I do want to say that despite all of that, I have started writing my own book, which is about my year of saying yes. I actually started about 2 years ago. I was on a beach. When you're on a holiday, all things are possible. I started writing my book, and I didn't revisit it. So this is kind of an introduction or some insight into what my book in its entirety will be about. So I'm going to read an excerpt. So my part in the book is called My Year of Yes, Obstacles and All. This was the year I stopped shrinking. I stopped waiting for permission, for perfect timing, for someone else to validate my voice. I said yes, not timidly, not conditionally, but with full-bodied conviction. Yes to purpose, yes to presence, and yes to power. But saying yes didn't mean it was easy. I was hit by menopause, hot, then cold. Brain fog left me uncertain, disorientated, and sometimes defeated. I'd forgotten words mid-sentence, lost track of thoughts, and I felt like I was watching myself from the outside. But I embraced it. I learned to pause, breathe, and be gentle with myself. I learned that clarity doesn't always come quickly, but it comes. My biggest challenge was being diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. The pain was unbearable. The fatigue meant I would lose entire days, miss deadlines, and cancel events I'd poured my heart into. My body, once so reliable, became unpredictable. I had to learn a new rhythm, one that honoured rest, resilience, and radical self-care. And so I'm going to leave it right there. So to find out what the rest of my chapter is about, check out Amazon. Support Soul Purpose also. And the book is called Owning Every Line, Anthology of Black Women's Writing. I'm just going to see if there's anywhere else. Yeah, so if you want a copy of that book, check out Amazon or message me. But also, I'm really excited because this year I will be doing a book signing where you can come and have a signed copy, drink a glass of something, eat a little something, and hear my interview about why I decided to write this piece and what's coming up for me. So, Chigal Blaze, and I'm out.
All right.
So is that
Well done.
part of a book that's
Yeah.
got other authors in it as well, yeah?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
So it's a
okay.
collection of different pieces that people have written about different topics. I chose to write about my year of Yes, which, as much as you know, has turned out to be almost a decade now.
Yeah.
But it was kind of there. It was there that I started, and so I just wanted to share basically that once you pen something, or they don't pen it so much now. Once you write something, can you send it? Right, it's out now.
Yeah.
It's there. It's it's on black and white, and I'm fine with kind of with what I've written, but. In the rest of my book, I have to remember that there are my siblings, my children.
Yeah.
There are other people and friends, and what I say about me might impact them. So some people talk about permission. You kind of check in with people.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's your life, it's your story, and other people happen to be a part of it. So I want to say well done to everyone else who's part of that anthology. And I want to say a big thank you to Palmer Black, who I refer to
Big
as
up
my
Sister
twinnie.
Palmer.
She
Powerful
yeah.
sister.
She's
Powerful
amazing.
sister.
So
So in your piece, we can say that no names have been changed to protect innocents and animals and stuff like that.
no, I just outed everyone.
Animals.
Yeah, and animals.
What kind of story is that?
That's Ian's book.
Ian, is this something you want to tell us about?
Yeah, I've been farming as well.
There's a book, isn't it? Is it called Sutton Farm? Maybe
Animal
I don't-
Farm.
Animal Farm.
See, I don't know that book.
That's a interesting book, I hear.
Okay, I don't know it.
Neither do I, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
Some people are made to read it at school. So yeah, I just really want to say a big thank you to Palmer. She's amazing, and congratulations to everyone else who dared to bear, really, because that's really what it's about. Just before we start talking about our main topic today, or one of our main topics, last event of Bring Back Sundays, or Bring Sundays Back. I always get it wrong.
Bring,
Yeah, bring back
back
Sundays.
Sundays.
Bring
yeah.
back,
Back
Sundays.
Sundays.
You wouldn't believe how involved I am in the program. Why I get it wrong, I don't know. But I just want to say it was a very emotional, well-attended event, and yeah, that stuck with me as one of our greats for 2025. And I was just thinking for both yourself, Omwale, and Big E, what are some of the immediate thoughts that come to you when you think about 2025? Because I want to shout out to our 20 new presenters who graduated. I was really over the moon about that. I also want to send a Grand Rising special shout out to Patrick, who's with us in the studio today, and he's looking to be one of our new
Big up, Brother Patrick.
new
Shout out.
presenters. So you might hear something from him a bit later. We'll see. But yeah, so I think about that. I think about the party, that the end of year celebration that unfortunately Big E you missed, and I forgot your certificate at home. But that was a good one. Shouts out to Merva's Blue and White theme party. I mean, I've got loads, but I just wanted to go to each of you to kind of hear from you when you think about 2025. What are some of the highlights?
I think for me, the resilience of Chalk Hill Community Radio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that will be it, because come rain, shine, whatever the weather, I mean, we're here to, connect the community, whatever is going on, and give them information. And some of the stories that we've heard, we've had a lot of superheroes in this studio last year, and hopefully
like
we'll
that.
have the same again this year.
Yeah, I like that.
Tinamari. Yeah, well, in my case, unfortunately, my year was plagued with illness, and with all adversities. For me, I don't look at adversities as negative. I look at adversities as the Creator bringing a lesson to you, how to overcome and what you learn from it. And the beautiful thing, when I had my first surgery, my focus then was to make sure, after so many years of saying, I want to do a radio program on Chalk Hill Community radio station. On the 13th of Messiah, the 13th of October, finally did my first show on Chalk Hill Community radio station, Bring the Family Back. So that sorry, so that was my thing, and also
Your highlight.
the opportunity to do 9 further shows as well, interviewing people like Achiabadai Sebo, who is the man who started African History Month in this country, and I was blessed to have Brother Ola, who was able to capture that on video as well. So I was so I was very grateful, because Brother E, you referred to me as a teacher, and I'm realizing that that is my role. So it's an opportunity to really reach out to our people and teach them about what we call the joy of Africanness. You see what I'm saying? So for me, that was, apart from what we're going to talk about in relation to Kwanzaa, for me, that was my big thing.
I think
Combating illness and
absolutely,
being
and
able to
it is a
deliver.
real achievement when because we all have things probably that we want to start, and the wanting is a place to start. But when you actually start,
Start it, yeah.
there's something quite self-fulfilling about that, and we must celebrate that. And it's interesting because the quote that I was going to use today was about looking at the focus and not looking at the challenges, because we can be held down and held back by the challenges, because for sure there are going to be challenges, whether physical, financial, family, there are going to be challenges. But the great thing is if you can rise above the challenge, and in spite of or as a result of having a positive mental attitude, that you can change the course of how you feel about yourself and how you see things. And this brings me to I don't know why it's even taking me there, to my youngest, who's now 26. Big shouts out to Kai. And he used to do gymnastics, and he went to this competition. He was representing London, and for whatever reason he just froze and said he couldn't do the next activity. Now, we'd spent loads of time saying positive mental attitude, and he came and he said to me, "Mum, I just can't do it." And I said, "Kai, but you're up next." And I said, "So what do you think you're going to do?" And he said, "PMA." And he went off and he got through that exercise and left with a medal.
Nice.
So that always comes back to me when I think about some challenges, is if at a child you can use that to change, and you think you can't do it, but yet you leave with a medal. And so I think you deserve a medal for yourself, because you really, really, put your heart, your soul, and everything, even me in it, in getting your show ready. So I think it's commendable to say well done, because I know that how much it means to you, and how important it is for you to do that, despite or in spite of. I'm never really sure which way around. So well done to you. I think for me, the quick highlights would be adding on to what he said about the growth of the station. We now have 20 presenters that are ready to come on board. We have some new presenters like Empress Kalila, big up to Kalila. We've got Gwen, big up to Gwen, who started their shows. We've also got Unique Monique, they're relatively new. We've also got Carmen and Angela and Everton, and Valentino. They're recently joining us in comparison. But then we've got the diehards like Isaac, who's been doing his show for a long time.
Big up, Brother Kofi. Big yourself up, man.
So to Isaac, who does the Number Vader show. We've got Charles, who has just grown from strength to strength, both in the studio and outside of the studio, to the point where I decided that I would choose Charles to be the person that I would first tell my story to about my rheumatoid arthritis. And so who else is there? Is anyone else?
I want to big up Brother Shay while you're thinking there.
Yeah. Have I missed? Have I missed anybody? I hope I haven't missed anybody. And then of course we've got Flex and John, who were tirelessly,
Champion.
yeah, just nipping things together. I want to mention Val as well, because although she hasn't fully started, she's on the brink of starting. So
Yeah, on the verge.
congratulations for her preparation in doing so. But we've got John and we've got Flex, and without those two, we just really wouldn't have Chalk Hill in the way that we have it. So that's my highlight. But to add to that, it has been also. I want to send a shout out to Ola, who I met. It feels like maybe 6 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
And he came. Yeah, it was 6 years ago, I think. There with that. So he came and filmed myself and Big E at the old studios. But to have him back, if he's not here, there's a space. So to have him back and part of the Let's Talk show, I want to send a big shout out to Ola and thank him, because he's also now Nico Soft. He's also now probably feeling a bit like Omawale, like he needs to move into Northwest London because he's here a lot now, and he's done some filming outside of the show, and I thank you for making the business look better and for making the business so that people can see it. And to my beautiful, adorable, creative, wonderful niece stroke daughter Sarem, who, oh my goodness, she's just been outstanding.
Big up Sarem.
Yeah, I just love her so much. And to my sons who help me to get here, sometimes pick me up, to my wonderful grandson who tells me when he can hear Granddad come on and come off, and to Amari, love you much. There's been so many people that have supported the radio station, and then of course the Koja Baden team. Oh my goodness! I can.
I call them the A team. Man.
They-
They're brilliant.
yeah.
They're brilliant.
Yeah, this is emotional.
Brilliant.
Because the core team for the Koja Baden is myself, Sarah, Sandra, and Omawale. And I have to tell you, Sarah and Sandra, they lead like two, I don't know, warrior queens,
Yeah, man.
and they're either dragging me along or they're pushing me forward.
Powerful.
And Omawale is very helpful around getting me together, because there's so many bits of paper and things that we need to do to get ready. Every single one of those volunteers, I mean, I can't even call all of them out because I will miss somebody, and I don't want to do that. But the volunteers have been magnificent.
Very professional as well. The way they just execute. You don't even have to say anything. Just get on with it. Boom, bam. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
They're a wonderful team.
I adore them.
You're blessed.
You couldn't.
Yeah,
couldn't.
you're blessed.
In fact, people are wanting to borrow my team now.
I
I'm like,
know.
what is this?
I know I want to borrow them.
Yeah, people wanting to borrow them.
I want to borrow
You want to borrow them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the right price.
we'll have to. But you're part of the core team, so maybe it seems different. Like
Yeah, I'm hoping it's different.
you're hoping it's different.
When I approach
People are
them.
wanting to. People are wanting to borrow the team. So, and of course, Omwale, thank you to you for, just supporting me to do all of the things that I do all of the time. Sometimes 3 times in a day, and I guess sometimes you don't even know where you're going, but you come along anyway. So thank you. And of course, in relation to the Let's Talk show live, my brethren, my sidekick, my now DJ friend, Big Ben,
Yeah, man.
Waterloo.
How much people can say they Waterloo? They, you know what I mean? They will spin a tune on Waterloo Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a first. That is a first.
I tell you, to my brethren, my sidekick, Big E, who, as you know, just came to visit like Patrick's doing today, and he came to visit, and poor Ting,
Oh.
he just never
And you
left.
and you lock him in.
Lucky,
Yeah.
lucky, and a bit. You got locked in as well, didn't you?
I
See
did.
that, yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
It
So
was the
we-
warmth
we-
of Northwest London. It kept me.
We need to put a health warning at the bottom of the Let's Talk show.
I'm gonna get lucky. I'm gonna get lucky. But guys, listen. Let me move on because it's time to start talking about the main topic. So, Brother Omawale, we mentioned that some 8 years ago you came to talk to us about Kwanzaa, and I know that when we did the first show, we were really kind of looking at what Kwanzaa was, how it got started, and all that kind of stuff, which was really important. Today, though, I think I mentioned I want to do something slightly different because sometimes we give people information, and that's kind of like the theory. But I want to think about how people can actually make it something that is just a part of life, like an everyday thing, and not just something that we celebrate towards the end of the year, but the celebration at the end is the kind of the wow of the kind of the end of the year. So I wanted you to help me to kind of think that through. So with the principles, how do we kind of apply those in our everyday movements, our everyday works? Because I think there is work to do. I think we started some of it in terms of the collaborations, but could you now, in whichever way you kind of want to start, talk us through it? Do you understand the angle that I'm...
I do.
Okay.
I do. Tendai Mwari, be
Tendai
thankful
Mwari.
unto the Creator. I just want to say, Odunde, Odunde. Again, Happy New Year. And the reason why I'm saying Odunde, Odunde, for brothers and sisters, there's a beautiful, beautiful tune sung by an elder by the name of Babatunde Olatunji. You want to play that? It's beautiful, soothing music, getting you culturally ready for the new year. That's one thing I want to do.
Do I have that track?
You don't. You
Oh,
don't.
okay.
You will do. You will do. The other thing I want to do is say, Medasepa, Adupwe, Tatenda, thank you, Sister Blaze. During my illness, during my very challenging year, Sister Blaze has been an absolute rock
Yeah.
for me. Yeah? And, when you're ill, it's not just the physical side, it's also the
It's
psychological
mental,
side, the emotional side as well. So having to deal with all those situations as well is very challenging for anybody.
Well, let's
You
respect
know,
you. Yeah,
and there's a thing we have to realize, that we are our brothers and sisters keepers,
we got to recognize
and
our
we are
carers.
brothers and sisters carers, and you would definitely are my carer. So I just want to give my sincere thanks. In Twi, I think they say Medasepi, which is thank you. It's in depth to say thank you.
You're very welcome.
So I wanted to say that as well. Also, as a preamble, as well, I just want to and I will be enlightening our listeners a little bit more about these historical events and people. On the first day of this year, we celebrate the Haitian Revolution, the people of Haiti achieving victory over European oppressors. And I'm not just talking about one, I'm talking about Britain, I'm talking about France, I'm talking about Spain, I'm talking about America somewhat as well. From the 21st of Messiah, August 1791 to the 1st of January 1804, 12 years, 4 months, 1 week and 4 days, right? We transformed a place which the French called Saint-Domingue into Haiti, which is the original name for that landmass in the Caribbean. Yeah. So I just want to pay tribute to the many, many great heroes and sheroes of the Haitian Revolution. We're talking about someone that most people know, Toussaint Louverture, first of all. Many people may not be as familiar with Jean-Jacques Dessalines, who was eventually the one that finished what Toussaint started, the revolution. Also, what we don't do enough is also value the women of the Haitian Revolution as well. And I want to and I want to call the name of Cécile Fatiman, who was a Vodou or voodoo priestess, who led rituals to help us in the victory. What we have to realize is that when we fight, it's not just a physical fight, it's a spiritual fight.
It's a spiritual thing.
And we used ritual, we used African spirituality to overcome all these forces of global white supremacy. So I just want to give thanks to our brothers and sisters of Haiti who are still going through hell. Always remember our people in Haiti, brothers and sisters. That's one thing. The other thing I wanted to also mark as well, also on the 1st of January, is our dear elder brother John Henry Clark, who was a brilliant historian, and also Mama Frances Quest Welsing, author of the ISIS Papers,
Powerful book.
who told us about the theory, who really make us overstood the myth of white supremacy, because it is a myth. It's important that we realize it is a myth. But she breaks it down brilliantly in her book, The ISIS Papers. So she passed on on the 3rd of January as well. So I just want to call those names. In 2016, so it's 10 years now that she's passed on into the realm of the ancestors. So I just want to start there, my dear sisters, in paying tribute to those great, great people in our history. How are we going to use Kwanzaa practically in our lives? Well,
With the camera.
well, one of the things that
Hold on, sorry, let me just set you up properly because you've got a challenge because
Okay.
you have got to both stay with the mic but face the
Okay,
camera.
so
right.
once in
So-
a
Do I need to bring the
Yeah.
mic? over
Donna,
here?
just be aware
All
of
right,
that. So
okay.
We want everyone to be able to hear you. Yeah.
Right. So first of all, brothers and sisters, I guess we need to do a little bit of recap in terms of what Kwanzaa is for those who don't know, right? And Kwanzaa is a 7-day Pan-African holiday and festive celebration. It's a celebration of us, people of African. It's a celebration of us. It's a celebration of our family, our community, and our culture. Every other community celebrates themselves, yeah, and they, Asians, they have Eid, Chinese New Year. Everybody celebrates themselves, and they just do it naturally, yeah. We, unfortunately, have been through a 400-year process of terrorism, yeah, where we have we're now so self-destructive. Many of us, we hate what we see in the mirror, yeah, and this is not by accident. This is by design, because the process of our enslavement was not just about shackling slavery. That was the first stage. The psychological and spiritual slavery means now we want to look and be like people, the same people who have oppressed us. We want to look like, we want to be like, we want to walk like, we want to talk like them, right? We're now chasing gods not our own, right? We now manifest ourselves in the religions of other people's culture. Yet we were the first people on the face of the earth. We knew God before anybody even existed. We don't need anybody to give us anything called religion, because we already had that concept of God. And we gave reverence to the supreme creator of the universe. So, because of that situation that we're in, the creators of this celebration called Kwanzaa, and we have to big up Baba Maulana Karenga, who in 1966, along with his organization called US, created this celebration called Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa comes from a phrase, Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which a Kiswahili phrase, which simply means first fruits. Yeah. So that's the backdrop, and within that, our Baba Dr. Maulana Karenga didn't just want us to have principles. It wasn't it was a tangible thing. In other words, we had to express it. We had to practice. That's why your question is so important, because the values of Kwanzaa, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, are not just there for us to look at. It's for us to practice in our everyday life. And the good thing about Baba Maulana Karenga, he codified the celebration, but he said, but use your own creativity, one of the principles of Kwanzaa, Kuumba, to develop it in your own way, as long as the basic values and principles are still enshrined. And within our movement, the Al-Kebel Revivalist movement, the spiritual leader of our movement, Brother Leader Mbandaka, in his brilliance, right, decided that rather than having the 7 days of the week, let's rename the days of the week according to the Unguza Saba, the 7 principles. Because what we're doing when we say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're actually calling on European deities, European gods. Yeah, we're talking about Monday, Mona, Tuesday, a god called Tu, Wednesday, Woden, Thursday, Thor. These are outside of our cultural frame of reference. So what he did brilliantly is, well, Sunday becomes Umoja Day, which is the first principle of Kwanzaa, unity. The second day is no longer Monday, it's Kujichagulia Day, the day of self-determination. Tuesday is no longer Tuesday, it's Ujima Day, collective work and responsibility. Thursday, have I done Wednesday? Wednesday is no longer Wednesday, it's Ujamaa, the principle of cooperative economics. Thursday is Nia Day, yeah? Nia means purpose. Friday is Kuumba Day, the day of creativity. And Saturday is Imani Day, the principle of faith. So that's one practical way, my dear sister, in terms of making Kwanzaa part of your everyday life. If you name the days of the week according to the principle, then you're always thinking about those values. So that is one way in which we did it. But what I wanted to do, go on, my sister.
Thank you for that. What I wanted to do, we're at the top of the hour now, so I want to just play a track. I'm going to play Teddy Pendergrass. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back. Guys, if you've just joined us, it is, of course, the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. The Chalk Hill Community Radio Station is all about keeping the community collected, and you are tuned in to the Let's Talk Show live with your girl Blaze and Big E. Our special guest today is Bro Omawale, and he's talking about the principles and the history of Kwanzaa. So we're going to play one of my favourite Kwanzaa songs. It is Happy Kwanzaa by Teddy Pendergrass. I probably played this.
That's a big tune.
Yeah, I played this at the end of the year because we had Shola in.
Oh yeah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Feel the joy as we sing of the love togetherness can surely bring emotion. Set the table, a matter strong, thankful for the first fruits of the year. This day I light a candle just for you. Come join the party, it's a celebration. Karamu at Kwanzaa time of year. Red and yellow, black or white, young or old, it's alright. It's a celebration that shall last throughout the year. Happy Kwanzaa. Alright. Together there is so much we can do. Happy Kwanzaa. Alright. It's a celebration, remembering times of old. Tradition is the food that fills our souls. Yes, it does. Still the children are future of all our hopes and dreams. Let's teach them well. Let's teach them well. Come join the party. It's a celebration. Karamu at Kwanzaa time of the year. Red and yellow, black or white. So recite a principle and tell me what it means to you.
Creativity. Unity. A good purpose. To have your own.
Work together. But we gotta work together. Together there is much so much we can do. Together there is much. Take it up, take it up, take it up, come on. Together there is much we can do. Everybody. Happy Kwanzaa. Oh yeah. Together there is much we can do. Happy Kwanzaa. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it one more time? Together there is much we can do. Happy Kwanzaa.
Radio. It's more than sound waves. It's storytelling, connection, and a platform for change. The Codger Baden and Chalk Hill Community Radio Research Project is putting lived experiences on air. We're amplifying voices, uncovering truths, and ensuring research speaks to the realities of African and Caribbean communities. Be part of the conversation. Codger Baden and Chalk Hill Community Radio, where research meets real life. Contact Blades on 07956 548
The C Word Project. It's more than just cancer. It's community care courage. And it's time for a conversation that reflects us. The C Word Project is here for you. A culturally rooted support network for African Caribbean individuals facing cancer, because our stories, our voices, and our resilience deserves a space to be heard. Join the conversation. The C Word Project is where community heals. Contact Blaze on 07956 548 781.
From the African Caribbean community, are you or someone you know living with cancer? Looking for a space to connect, learn, and grow? Join us for Community Chatboat, your monthly workshop series where real conversations create real change. Don't just listen, join the conversation. Be part of our next Community Chat workshop. Your voice, your community, your space. Contact Sarah on 07958 338 564. Chatbot.
Wow, that was one of my favourites. Teddy Pendergrass. Oh, what an amazing, amazing track. Big shouts go out to Isaac, who is, of course, affectionately known as Mr. Numbervator. You can catch him here on the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station every Wednesday from 5:30 until 6:30. So, guys, if you know your times tables, join him for the challenge. And if you don't, by the end of the show, you will do. So thank you to Isaac. Right, okay, so we're going to use the rest of the show now. Just to be clear, the show is called Let's Get This Year Started. The quote is, "Success is not achieved by winning all the time. Real success comes when we rise after we fall." Quote by Muhammad Ali. So what we're going to do with the rest of the show now, if we may, Omwale, is that for the, I don't know if you want to go through all of the principles first and then break them down to how we can do it practically, or if you're going to do it.
I was going to do one at a time.
Okay, cool. So we've got about another 50 minutes. So if we manage that with a couple of tracks I know you want to play, or at least one other track, then we're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so over to you. Let's start with the first one.
Okay, well, the first one is Umoja, as I mentioned before, Umoja, which is unity. And when we are in the actual celebration of Kwanzaa, there is a ritual called the candle lighting ritual. On the shrine, on the Kwanzaa shrine, some people refer to it as a Kwanzaa table, there are various different symbols. I don't know if I have the time to go through the 7 symbols of Kwanzaa, but it might, I'll do it very quickly because it is important actually. So the first symbol is the Mkeka, spelled M-K-E-K-A. It's this kind of silent M, and it symbolizes, it's a mat, it's a straw mat. It symbolizes the foundation, yeah, our tradition. That is the foundation that everything rests on. Yeah, sorry, I'm banging the table.
I can tell you, Mark.
Yeah.
I need to put a sign, do not bang the table.
Yes. My humble apologies, my dear sister. We're talking about our culture, so we get a little bit excited, you know. So we have the Mkeka. And then on the Mkeka, we have the Mazao, which is, in Kiswahili, is the crops or the fruits, because the celebration of Kwanzaa is a first fruit celebration. In Yoruba land, we have celebrations of the first yam, and I can't remember the name of it. Odun. Anyway, so not only are we celebrating the first fruits that actually come from the soil, but we're also celebrating the fact that we, as people of African heritage, are the first fruits of God's creation, of Mwari's creation, of Olodumare's creation. We are the first people on the face of the earth. Also, as Africans, our children are our first fruits of our harvest. Yeah? So the symbology of the fruits is very, very important. Then there's the kinara, which is the candle holder, and that represents parenthood. Yeah? And in the candle holder, there's 7 candles. Each candle represents each of the principles of the Nguzo Saba, right? I'm going to go back
Can
to
I just ask you, for those that listen, when you say candles, are they any candles? Or
No,
specific
no,
candles?
Tatenda, thank you for that. Each of the candles, the candle, there's 7 candles. The candle in the center is the black candle that represents us, our people. Then you have 3 green, representing the land and the people, and the land, and you have the red candles on the other side, representing our people, the shedding of our blood, you know, our fight. Yeah, and our continued fight for our liberation. Yeah, so remember the 7 candles, or in Kiswahili they're called the Mishuma Saba. Mishuma candles, Saba 7. Yeah, so there's the candle, and then there's there's also the Mohindi, which is ears of corn, and on your shrine you're supposed to have. If you don't have any children, it represents the children. If you don't have any children, you're still at least supposed to have 1 ear of corn there to represent the potential of you being blessed by Mwari, by the Creator, Olodumare, to have children. Yeah? But basically, the ears of corn to represent the children in the household. Yeah? Because children are fundamental to this. Let me see. So I've done the Mazao, I've done the Mkeka, I've done the Kinara, I've done the Mohindi, I've done the Zawadi. The Zawadi are important as well. The Zawadi are gifts, right? And gifts are given to children based on how well they have practiced the values of the 7 principles in that previous year. So the children actually get their Zawadi at the end of the year, in fact, the 1st of January, the 1st of January is the main time that we get. The reason why I was pontificating was because there is a ritual called it's not a ritual. It's basically the Karamo. It's a feast, a communal feast. Yeah, and a lot of times, because it's a big communal feast, the children may be given Zawadi then. But technically, it's supposed to be on the 1st of January, the last day of Kwanzaa. And Maulana Karenga did something brilliant there. what I should say, first of all, is the zawadi that we give the children. The first one is always a book. Yeah, a book about our history, our culture, and also the zawadi. It could be like, for example, a neckwear. By the way, this is made by my son. I just thought I would move this.
For those that are listening, they can't see it, so you might need to tell them.
Oh,
tell them what you're wearing.
No, the
I was doing the
listeners, not
camera.
the
Yeah,
listeners.
I'm coming. Yeah, so this ankh here, this ankh here was made by my 15-year-old son, Munyaradzi. So sorry, Mwayama Simba. Sorry, Mwayama Simba. Yeah. So things like these neckwears, cultural neckwears with symbology, African. It could be a map of Africa, various different symbols. These are some of the zawadi that are given. But also on a practical level.
Sorry, before we move on, for those that are listening and cannot see visually, would you like to describe
What you're wearing.
What you're wearing, because they don't know.
Okay, well,
what-
this is something called the ankh, yeah, and it's very similar, and if you can, it's like a cross, but on the top of it, it is a rounded bit at the top. Now the rounded bit at the top actually symbolizes the feminine genitalia. It symbolizes the feminine genitalia, and as you can see, the other end symbolizes the male genitalia. Yeah, so male and female come together as one, and this is also known as the key of life as well. You can see the key. Yeah, so the union between the African man and the African woman is symbolized here. Yeah,
Brilliant.
So this is an important symbol.
So, just before you continue, so I can just break it up somewhat. I just wanted to say that I did the shrine, the Kwanzaa table, and I loved doing it. And before I've done it with, I think Amari helped me last year, and Simba is always very helpful. But it's really, really nice putting that together. So thank you for that. I was also wanting to send a shout out to Brother Leader and Sister Kai for having an open house every year during the Kwanzaa period, where we have loads of food, loads of drink, and the family come together and we play some really great games. And you know, I did win 1 and 2 this year. You know,
well, this is one of the things I was going to come to in terms of the practical things that we do at Kwanzaa as well. During the season, we gather. If we're not going to a communal Kwanzaa organized by, a Pan-African group or organization.
Shouts out to Shola Story.
Yes, Shola. And also a group I'm going to give a big mention to shortly. But yes, we call them family meal.
Yeah.
Basically, we, as you quite rightly said, we gather together as a family. We also ensure that we do the candle lighting ritual, which I haven't actually broken down as yet. The candle lighting ritual, stories, games, fun, and it's very child-centered as well, and lots of food as well.
So, bro, we're going to go to the song that you wanted to play.
Okay.
I'm going to trial it and hope that this...
Matunda ya Kwanzaa?
I believe so. Is that the one that you wanted to?
Yes, this was, I'll tell you about the song afterwards.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Matunda ya Kwanzaa, give thanks for the harvest, Kwanzaa, ya Kwanzaa, celebrate Kwanzaa, all praises to the Creator. Bring your pumpkin, oh Lord, yam and banana too. First fruits of the harvest. Kwanzaa was made for me and you. Run come, it's the Caribbean. imane ujama kuumba umbuzo saba. Oh, it no matter if you are Ghanaian. Oh no no no, it no matter if you are Jamaican. I mean it. Makes no difference if you are Rasta man. We are all one blood coming out of our kettle and say Kwanzaa, sing on, children, celebrate. Give thanks and praise. 7 days, celebrate. Giving all, celebrate Kwanzaa. All praises to the Creator. Yeah, 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 boy, yeah. Yes. Yeah, 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 boy, yeah. Yes. Mazao Nkeda Kinara Mishuma Asaba Zawade Muhindi Kikombe Chakumoja Kwanzaa.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful track. So guys, if you didn't know about Kwanzaa before, I'm sure you know now. Guys, if you've just joined us, it is of course the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. Let's Talk Show live with the girl Blaze and Big E. Our special guest today is Bro Omowale, and he's doing an amazing job of taking us through the principles of Kwanzaa. Today's show is entitled Let's Get This Year Started, and the quote simply goes like this: success is not achieved by winning all the time. Real success comes when we rise after we fall. Muhammad Ali. So big shouts out to everyone who's requesting that track. I think we're going to have to pay Omowale some dollars for, sharing of that. This is not... What was that? Remember that record store that people used to buy? Is it Our Price or something? People used to buy the school records from. These are top tunes, and this is not Our Price. Right. So we're going to have to chat to Omowale about how we're going to share this.
It's not Our Price. It's Fiwi Price.
Fiwi Price. That's a good one. We should have that shop. Fiwi Price. So back to you, Omowale, if we could go now to the first principle and how we can apply it.
Yes, indeed. Tenda Amwari. So the first principle is that of Umoja. And I can't remember if I actually read. To strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. So,
how can we do that?
Right. So the beautiful way that Maulana Karenga has done this is starts with the family, right? And I want to even go back, and I want to go back even before that. We just mentioned about the Ankh, the union between the African man and the African woman. For me, I refer to that as the nucleus. So if we make a commitment this year as kings and queens, African kings and queens, to be absolutely devoted to our partners and to support each other, because the unity between king and queen is fundamental. It has a positive impact on the children. It then has a lasting impact within the family, within the community, within the nation, and within the race. So as brothers and sisters, there is a plan and a program and a design to keep the African man and the African woman apart from each other, right? Because it destroys the African family. So we now, as men and women, have to humble ourselves and ensure that we have positive, constructive relationships with our partners. So that is...
I love that, the humbling, because in all honesty, no one said that anything we do was ever going to be easy. But I think to do it is important, to try. And also I think what we can do as a community is support our brothers and sisters, our friends, our family, when they are having struggles within their relationships, because it helps. When I say that, you know, people say there's a bit of a challenge when people's in your business and your business gets all mixed up. But that's not what I mean. I mean about supporting families and partnerships when things are difficult, whatever that thing is difficult. I think that's important. And I think you're quite right. If we're going out as united families into the community and we're modeling good parenting, good family morals, then hopefully that will be demonstrated within other families. They will see the same and do the same, and then together we will be stronger. So
that's it. But also in terms of organizing as a community as well, and there is some wonderful examples in this Northwest London community of various different groups who are getting together, putting aside parking their egos and actually working to build institutions in this community. It's very, very important that we do that, because again, there is something called the Willie Lynch Plan, and it basically uses every tool to try to disunite us. And we have to recognize we've got a big cause, and we need to build institutions for our community. Now, it's not about me as an individual, because it needs more than my brains. It needs all of us, right? It's a cultural cocktail or cultural soup where everybody, so you might bring the yam, you might bring the dasheen, you might bring the dumpling, you might bring the tanya, whatever it is, right? And that is it. Everybody has their part to play. Everybody has their area of expertise, right? And so we need to know. That's the foundation of Kwanzaa. That without that unity, the rest you can forget about the other 6 principles. So that's why it's so important.
So that's the first principle.
Kujichagulia. Can we say it? Kujichagulia. Ki Swahili term, and it means self-determination. And the reading at the candlelight means to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves instead of being defined, named, created for, and spoken for by others. Now that is so, so important, because we as a people have been through a process of control by other people. So now what we do, we define ourselves, we name ourselves outside of our cultural framework. So as Africans, we have non-African names. As Africans, we wear non-African attire. As Africans, so much about us is very un-African. To the point where normality
is the norm,
is European.
It's the norm.
European or non-African. And in our journey, we've got to really make changes. So if you want to reclaim an African name, for example, that is one step. If you want to start putting on traditional African attire, and not just, because some people refer to our attire as a costume. No other culture, no other people would refer to their traditional dress as a costume, because a costume is something that you put on and you take off.
But you see, sometimes the problem is we actually find, we sort of we get in our own people as well that would come across like that, because they've been so far over the other side now. You know what I mean? They're more European than African. And that's where the challenge is.
It is. And for many of us, we've got to search ourselves and look deep within ourselves and say, what changes do I need to make, right? Sometimes it's not always good to make a total revolutionary change.
It's bit by bit.
Bit by bit, step by step. So today, you might learn a new word in Yoruba or Twi or Shona or one of the... But the important thing is, for me, I'm a sponge. I want to learn at least 3 mother tongues, right? Yoruba is one of them, Twi is another one, and Shona, my spiritual language. So I know words and so on, right? So that is important, right? Name yourselves.
Yeah, I think I want to say, as you know, that's one of my... I mean, I love all of the principles. I relate to all of them, but that's one of the key ones, because often we struggle with who we are. We struggle with our identity. We struggle with, how we wear our hair, the clothes, that we wear, but also wearing those things that make us feel important. So whether it's the thing we wear around our neck, whether it's what we've got in our hair, so if it's neckwear, if it's garments, I think there's not a day that goes by that I don't have something on my persons that is of African print. And you feel different, well, I feel different, I should say, wearing the difference. I can feel the difference between African and non-African attire and how I look and how I feel. And for people, I guess of late, a lot of people are, you know, saying, oh, have you become woke? But I've been on this road for too many decades. It isn't. I didn't just wake up today and feel like this. But I think what we are encouraging is those people who have not yet explored their true identity to at least think about it, find out a bit more. It's for us to model, not for us to take. You know, to lead is to serve. So we serve, right? But we lead. So to lead is to serve. So that's really important.
And it is important to be that model, because there's no point me talking about, you know, we need to wear our own attire if they don't see me in attire. So for me, this is the only way to dress. This is the only clothes that I want to buy because I want to represent Mama Africa 24/7, 365. All right, you might not be at that stage, but at least what I become is a symbol to promote to that journey, because everybody's on a different path. Everybody starts the journey at a different stage.
Well, that would be my question. How do you promote it? How do you sell it?
How do I sell it?
Yeah,
by being a living embodiment of it, so people can see a practical application of this thing called Africanness. Yeah, right. It's not just about how much quotes you can remember from a great hero or shero. That's good. That has its place. But it's about representing the values. Remember, Maulana Karenga talked about the practicing of the values. We'd be hypocritical if we talk about Umoja and they're on some arms house business.
So what you're saying,
with our brethren, our sister, our queen, our children.
So you got to practice what you preach.
You've got to live it.
You've got to practice what you preach.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why today's subject is so important.
So for me, I would say, if you're promoting this and you want people to hear it, I would say, due to the fact that we're a radio station, you've got a radio show, this has got to be every show you do. It's got to be included.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it.
It's got to be
why
included.
Bring the Family Back came about.
Yeah, because it's hard enough with everything else you got to compete with out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And especially for the youngsters.
Yeah,
yeah. Their mentality is, if I don't see it online, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
If I don't see it in an app, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But also, for us, for this show, sometimes you don't have to say a specific thing, because sometimes people need to see. Now, our show is deliberately aimed at and is for those people of African heritage. So all of our guests on our show are of African heritage. Yeah. The topics that we talk about, the people who we promote, the work that we promote, all comes from an Afrocentric background. And so that's why it's important to have these shows. So I agree with you. Okay, we don't have much time.
I'm going to move on to Ujima. Collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and make our sisters and brothers' problems our problems and solve them together. In other words, I am my sister's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. We kind of went into that to some extent in Umoja as well. But I just want to also say, and this is really important, that as we might be together as a group, and there may be one individual who does something that has a detrimental impact on the group, right? However, they didn't do it out of bad-mindedness. They made a mistake. We have to recognize that we are going to make mistakes on this road as groups and organizations. But I know is in some groups and organizations, if somebody makes a mistake, does something wrong, we put them down, right? And we've got to stop that. We've got to recognize that failure is, or mistakes are collective, right? Yeah. That person may not have got the communication correctly from you, right? So let's recognize. Let's be humble. Let's recognize that the person has made an error, right? Let's lift them up rather than putting them down. And we've got a way of doing that, and we've got to change. So this is what this is what the principle of Ujima: collective work and responsibility. So the responsibility is all of ours.
And on that point, I do want to say thank you to everyone that has collaborated with, whether it's the Let's Talk Show Live, whether it's Chalk Hill as a whole, or whether it's Cosra Badens. I think, and alongside, big shouts going out to Charm, also Million Market, because I think we do that already, but I just want us to get better at doing that.
And bigger.
Better coming together. Thank you. Next one.
Tinamar, the fourth principle is Ujamaa. Ujamaa, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Now, there are a number of initiatives, a number of brothers and sisters who are doing that, building their own shops and stores. I know our brothers and sisters, particularly from Nigeria, they're building supermarkets and etc., etc. You know, it's important that we support them, spread the word. It's also important because it's a reciprocal relationship, give and receive. It's important that our businesses also support, like for example, mums catering establishment.
And Hawkeye.
They're an excellent example, and Hawkeye. Their businesses in the community, serving us our cultural food, but also they support initiatives in the community. Their events organized by Sister Blaze and her crew, right? And they donate the food.
And Port Royal patties are brilliant as well.
There's a brilliant brother in South London. I forget his. Oh gosh, Coming Up Caters. For many years, on the 25th of December.
Yes, I heard about that.
The Xmas, right? He opens the store and gives free food to homeless people, right?
And young Tamar, who does Bring Back Sundays. But for years, our brother has been doing that. We need to big him up, and this is the dual responsibility.
So you see,
we have a commitment to buying from our own people. It's not just a political statement; it's an economical statement as well. It means we're taking our money out of other communities and putting it back and building our own communities. That's the only way it's going to survive, if we invest in our own businesses. I'm going to move on to Nia. Purpose: to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. It's really important that we understand that our purpose in life is to serve, not to be served, but to serve. If everybody's objective is to serve, then everybody will be served, if you get my drift. Yeah? And you know, so our focus should be building and developing our community. There's a beautiful song. It's a hip-hop tune, and it's called How We Gonna Make the Black Nation Rise. I don't know if you know it, my brother. It's by a rapper called Brother D and Collective Efforts, right? It's a brilliant tune. How we gonna make the black nation rise? And more or less every morning I wake up on how are we gonna make the black nation rise? Yeah, and it's important. Our purpose in life is to serve our people. Our children need us to make their lives better than we. And the only way we can do that is by building the right institutions for them, particularly for their cultural and spiritual education or re-education, because our children are currently being miseducated, right? Coming from the frame of reference of another people's culture, another people's concept of God and religion, because we didn't have anything called religion. Anyway, I'll leave that there.
So, guys, if you've just joined us, it is the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. The Chalk Hill Community Radio Station is all about keeping the community connected. You are, of course, tuned in to the Let's Talk Show Live with the girl Blaze and Big E. Our special guest today is Brother Omawale, and he's taken us down the road of how we can make the 7 principles of Kwanzaa relevant to our everyday everyday living. If you want to get involved, did you celebrate Kwanzaa this year? Is it something you do regularly? Did you have an event? Did you attend an event? Message us here on 07956 548 781. That's 07956 548 781. Back to you, bro.
Tinamari. The sixth principle is Kuumba.
Kuumba.
Creativity. To do always as much as we can in the best way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. And I just want to go back to that term, the best way we can, because I made reference earlier on to the anniversary of an elder, historian, a teacher by the name of John Henrik Clark. Now, he's written many books, but he also inspired and informed Omowale Malcolm X. Yeah, he met him in 1958, right, and worked and supported Malcolm X. Now, he's got there's a brilliant video that I highly recommend. What's his name now? Wesley Snipes was the director of that particular film. It's called A Great and Mighty Walk. It's a historical journey about the life of John Henrik Clark. And one of the things he says is that when Malcolm X passed, Malcolm X was his brethren. Apart from crying, what he remembered, as far as he's concerned, Omowale Malcolm X is still here. And the way he remembers Malcolm X, he said after learning about Malcolm X, knowing him, he realizes his purpose, his objective was to do his best work, right? So he said after learning about the death of Malcolm X, he realizes that he needed to step up. We have a way sometimes of doing things slapdash, haphazard. We've got to do our best work. When we're working for the people, when we're working for the children, we have to do our high quality work, right?
Can I add to that on a very simple level? Those of you that know me, you know me as somebody who is a real stickler for timekeeping. And I'll tell you why that's important. Someone once said to me, the reason timekeeping is important because you can miss your destiny. If something was due to happen for you at 11 and you arrive at 11:20, you miss the destiny, but you're going to say nothing good ever happens to me. Timekeeping is so important because what I find, a lot of the events that we have, people go, oh yeah, they said 12, but it ain't going to start until 2. So then there's 2 hours where the event may well have started and people aren't there, and then they come at 2. I just think we really need to, and you know, work on, I'm going to say, because I'm not sure the historical reasons totally around the time thing, but we really need to work on starting events when we say we're going to start events and take it seriously. The other bugbear that I've had that I'm trying to manage, this is one of the things I'm working on, is that when we're at events and somebody is speaking, whether it's a funeral, you know, a ceremony of celebration, we have a habit of chatting over the person that's talking, and then the people that want to hear can't hear. The people that's talking, they're losing energy because it feels like they're having to talk over. And I think those are my 2 things. Be on time and just listen when people are talking. He's laughing because...
No, I was just going to say be on time, shut your mouth.
Yeah, I'm really working on it because the older I get, I have less patience for it because I see people up there trying their hardest to do something, and we're just not giving them, you know, the due respect.
Funny you should say that, because the little boxing class that I go to, the trainer, he does this for free. Yeah, he doesn't charge, and he's there giving 100%. And if we're not giving 100%, then the workout gets harder. You know what I mean? Yeah, he will just, it's call and response. If he can't hear us, if he's not loud enough for him, stuff gets harder.
Yeah, because sometimes, the other thing is, and Omola, you will know that, because you're very good at responding. Sometimes when people are talking, they need some energy from the people that's listening, so that they know it's. Sometimes we can be a tough crowd.
Listen,
we can be a tough crowd.
We're not easy.
Yeah, we can be a tough crowd.
Right.
Okay, back to you.
Yeah, Tinamari. Yeah, just to say on the time thing, it speaks to an attitude where, because when it comes to the plantation, the workplace,
you have to be
we get to work on time.
Exactly.
We clock in on time.
All right.
Right? But we don't have that same mentality when it
For our
comes
own.
to things that we organize within our community. I'm going to move swiftly on to
I just want a quick shout out to Cassandra, who's referring to the Black People's Time. But yeah, we are saying, like you quite rightly said, when they can get to work for 9 and they can't get
Yeah,
to their own
it's-
event for 7, it's not okay.
It's a slack mentality, really, and it's something that we can change like that. It's just a case of reorganizing our mentality and say this is important, this is vital, and that's what and that's what these principles are about. To do always as much as we can in the best way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we found it. That's a lot of work.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of work that we have to do. We have to be better. We have to do better.
How can we, before you move on to that?
How can-
Because you said there's a lot of work. What have you got any suggestions as to what we can do? I know you've mentioned some of it. And how can we make this place more beautiful? What's
Well-
the best that we can do?
Well, I think we're doing it now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
This
I think
is-
this is
one
part
of the
of it.
processes.
This is part of the process.
It's literally a re-education, and it's a re-education. It's not a indoctrination. Thou shalt not, right? As they do in the religions, right? It's a recognition. Hold on, you're part of a community here,
Yeah.
right? This is the way we reprimanded each other, you know. You're letting the children down. You're letting the family down. Can you do better? You know, Papa Garvey used to admonish us, right? You know, and then he used to come with a word to just bring us back together, a soothing word. You know, there's a speech when he says, "You race of cowards, you race of fools, you race of imbeciles," and then he would say, "Oh gosh, I can't remember the quote." Oh, he said, "Can we do it? Can we do it? We shall do it." So he's bringing them back now. After admonishing them now,
Yeah.
just bringing them back. We shall do it.
But sometimes we need a dressing down. Now, I remember last summer I had young Kundasai, who was 6 at the time, and young Amari, who was 5, and they were in a street event celebration for the Windrush generation, etc., etc. And they were on stage about to read their poems. And so, as always, we have this massive space because we love the space thing as well. And I was saying, can you come forward? Can you come forward? And they were just standing there. Nobody would come forward. And I said, are you telling me that we cannot even come forward for a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old? Then what's the message that we are giving them if we can't come forward and support? And that's the only way that they came forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, sometimes you have to be straight. You have to be you have to be straight up. You have to speak to people what they understand.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Okay. back to
Finally,
you.
Imani, faith, to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our fight. So many of us, we don't have the confidence. Somebody's teaching you something, right? Have faith in them. Have confidence in them that they're able to, like the boxing coach, that he's able to deliver, right? We tend to do that more with people from other communities. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's a slavish mentality where Massa, we know everything is good with Massa, but we're not sure about our own. Yeah, so we've got to change our mentality to believe with all our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness. And this is important, right? We have to know what we're doing is right by our children, by our people, by our family. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to fight for your liberation. It's the right thing to challenge oppression. It's the right thing to challenge wickedness. These people have a way of saying some awful things, and we tend to just sit back. We don't want to be the one. No, we stand up, right? You stand up and represent your people.
No, we say, I don't want to say it's racist. Well, why not if it is? Oh, I don't want to say it's, if it is, call it what it is, right?
Yeah. So those are the Nguzo Saba, and I wanted to also speak to some practical things that we can do as well. Pre-Kwanzaa is really, really important. Pre-Kwanzaa, we need more in our community. We need more pre-Kwanzaa events.
So
just to prepare us properly for Kwanzaa, yeah? Within our movement for the last, God knows how long, 14, 15 years, we had this pre-Kwanzaa children party. And what we do, we the principle of Kuumba. We get them doing arts and crafts. So they could be making Kwanzaa cards. They could be making Kwanzaa decorations. They could be making zawadi gifts.
So just let me stop you because this is what I was saying earlier about how do you sell it? Yeah, how would you go forward?
Yeah.
In someone who is used to celebrating Christmas or this.
This is what I'm trying to bring. Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is, instead of at the end of every year we do this, we have to be doing it within the year as we go along. Yeah. We have to keep preaching it and keep rolling it.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. So the pre-Kwanzaa events, they're also decorations as well. I mean, there's some Kwanzaa balloons now where you can get. I mean, we used to use the different colors, but now there are balloons with the Kwanzaa print on them as well. So there's that. There's also songs. We know the power of music. Yeah, we've heard songs there from Teddy Pendergrass and by the way, that the reggae track was by a brother called Otieno, and he's based in Bristol.
Otieno.
Yeah, Otieno, and it's a brilliant tune. And every year we used to go up to Bristol with the children and celebrate Kwanzaa with that community as well. And we used to bring a whole heap of Londonites down to Bristol, and it was lovely just to go out and celebrate with our family outside of London. And that track there's so many wonderful things about that track, but I haven't got the time to go into that. We mentioned about the family balloons during and there is the Karamu I mentioned before, the communal feast. That is this is another way of celebrating the 31st of December. We gather as a family. Karamu is fundamental to Kwanzaa, where everybody, the ingathering of the people, everybody comes, right, and brings something to the table. Yeah, they cook a couple of dishes, bring some juice, whatever, and we all come and we all celebrate Kwanzaa. So we do the rituals, but we also do Kuumba expressions. So the children and the adults, they might have a song, they may play a musical instrument. This is their time to perform, right? But not perform in the way of just...
And Big E, do you know what they do?
Expressing their expressing their creativity. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, every year, when it comes to the adults to do that expression, we sit and we watch and they go, oh, Sister Blaze, are you doing something? I'm going to record... Omawane's pre-Kwanzaa preparation this year is to do an expression for this year. I'm just setting that challenge early. So you can do an expression.
My dear sister, I simply give room for others. I think it's important because I'm an old guard. You know what I'm saying,
brother? You got experience.
I'm happy to do it, but normally there's limited time, and you want to give.
But that's why we're doing it early,
and you want to give the newbies.
That's why we do the challenge. That's why Blaze is doing the challenge early. She got you.
You want to give the new. I'm more than happy to.
Listen, it's an early challenge. Yeah, you can get something.
My dear brother,
you can put something down to the back, to Adam, to the rhythm track of Rapper's Delight. Yeah, and you're in. Yeah, you can put something down on paper. You love writing.
We've done Rapper's Delight.
No. We're not doing Rapper's Delight. You can do that to the rhythm, the Kwanzaa version. Yeah, to the rhythm track. Yeah.
Okay.
Of Rappers. Listen, if you want, I can get a brother just to loot one or two things.
You can get a brother. You have to be part of it. Anything. Hold on. Let me go back to the principle. Let me get back to the principle of Nia.
Was it the purpose?
No, Ujima.
We got 5 minutes. You can do that.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's not just about me, it's about you as well.
We can pull something together.
Right? It's not just our brothers and sisters' problems, our problems. It's our brothers and sisters' creative expressions, creative expressions. So if we're going to do anything, it's going to be me and you.
Something together.
Yeah.
We
did that next year.
Yeah.
No,
this year.
The song that we'll be playing will be a collaboration with Big E.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to the show.
Right. So
it's a good challenge, though.
Yeah. So the creative is important because our children, they do some wonderful creative expressions. It's their opportunity to showcase who they are and their wonderful talents. And the children absolutely love it. My boy, he's now 15. he said, that's one of the key things about this celebration, to see the big smile on the children's face. Can I just say quickly that we've raised children for the last, well, they're in their 30s now, right? And our generation of children that we raised organized their own Kwanzaa celebration this year. On the 27th of December last year, they put together what they call a Kwanzaa grand celebration. And it was beautiful to see Shakara, to see Mudada Simba, Fulani, all the children that we helped to raise now doing their own Kwanzaa celebration.
And that's exactly what you want to do.
And I see these children, and I'm still referring to them as prince, because we always crown our children prince and princess. So I saw one of the princesses, Princess Ashanti, and she's got 3 big children now, and I'm thinking, hold on, what happened? You know, where did time go? But it's beautiful to know that they're still imbibed within the principles and the values, and they're now imbibing it in their children. It was a beautiful event, you know. So I just want to give praises to all the young people who put on the Kwanzaa event at and this was in South London. This was Ituika, I think they're called Ituika. They call themselves, but it was a wonderful celebration. Right.
Time. So really, we are of course out of time. I do want to say thank you so much for your very animated expressions and really bringing it to the fore. I love the fact that yourself and E have, you know, a challenge coming up for this year.
Well, I think you were part of that as well.
No, I'm not in it. I set the challenge.
No, you were part of actually starting the process going.
Yes, that's good, isn't it?
So, the challenge.
Yes.
So
Blake, she's thrown down the challenge. We got to accept.
I've seen you two perform before, and I'm looking forward to to it. Two of my favourite people.
I think it's just going to be me and you then, because if we we have a third person, God help that third person.
Do you think maybe it's just you two?
Yeah, because
but I love the fact that you guys have accepted the challenge. I like that. But I do really want to say it's wonderful to be back in the studio today. Thank you to everybody who contributed, whether you told me the mic was too high, too low, whether you told me how much you enjoyed quotes or comments that Brother Omowale had made, whether we had to go and get him and bring him back to the mic. Thank you all, because that helps to keep the show going. I want to say thank you to Brother Patrick, who joined us and sat very patiently in the studio, and we hope to have him on air soon. But to everyone that joined us this year, thank you so much. I'm going to end with 2 tracks, Better Must Come, Delroy Wilson, and of course Black Pride by Coffee. Up after me at 1:30 is Charles with the Health, Wealth and Wellbeing show, so do stay tuned in. Any final words? Like, you've got a second or two, both of you, to say anything, because I'm about to hit play.
2026, make it happen, people.
Nice.
Tinemere, brothers and sisters, we have to be committed to learning, growing and developing ourselves as African people of African heritage. It's very, very important. Yeah, Tinemere.
So guys, in the meantime, between time, I'm going to play Better Must Come, followed by Kofi. It's your girl Blaze, and I'm out.
I've been trying